Holy crap, I think I actually pushed the right buttons and got it good. Can y'all hear me? How's the volume? It's showing I'm in the red, which means I'm either really excited and talking too loud, or maybe my settings have a little need for adjustment. What is up, though, guys? Welcome back. Good to see you. April Game Break here already. It seems like April flew by. Now, I've been catching a lot of stuff on the interwebs from y'all regarding me not leaving my house, only playing Lego Star Wars. That's not totally true. I took a couple days to play some Apex. I even took a day off since the game released. Only one. Every other day I've busted out and created content. So I'm assuming since nobody has said anything, we bit loud. Okay, cool. I'll drop it down a little bit. You guys just let me know if it's too much or whatever. April, I can't believe it's already here. Welcome. Is that going to work? We got our sort of rainy, April-y background, our spring background, as I like to say. I don't know why I like this background so much. I love the logo. You know, it's the same. It's just stylized with a bunny, but I don't know why. I really enjoy it. As predicted, stats have gone up quite a bit. Real quick, let's take a look at these. We were averaging about 1,700, 1,800 subs in a 28-day period for the last 3 or 4 months. Boom, 27 hundo. Crushing it. Lots of new peeps or returning peeps to check out Lego Star Wars TSS. More on that in a bit. Overall views went up from 968,000 to over 1 million. So definitely also playing a part, Lego Star Wars. Funny, though. I will say that if I didn't actually take a screenshot, but if I were to take the top 10 videos for the last 28 days, they're not all Star Wars. In fact, there's quite a hodgepodge mixery where it's like, I think the top one was Lego DC supervillains. And it's like one of the puzzle ones. I can't remember which one it is. Second one was Lego Harry Potter Dark Arts Wizard. Third one was the something. Oh, Greg flexing already. What up, Greg? So it's like a mix. It's definitely got some of the old and some of the new in there, which is good to see. So, a lot of people are already commenting, oh, how come you only have so little views on this? We are not worried about views. Ours are always a long-term thing. We know a lot of people don't even have the game yet. Some people have already beat the game, didn't need our help. So, I mean, there's that whole big, So anyways, we're pacing along at our 2 per day release schedule. Most of you already know that the playlist can be accessed, and any videos that we've uploaded that are available there. We also have the end screen link. So if you watch like preparing for free play, at the end of that, level 1 of free play is there. At the end of level 1, it leads to level 2. So although some videos have not fully been public release yet, they're there. And I've told you guys a lot. I've said it a lot in the videos. I've typed it out in a lot of the posts and stuff. It's in the guide. Like, some people are still like, when's the next video? I'm ready for level 2. And it's like, well, the first 9, almost the first full 2 movies are up there if you look. But it's never people that are like, hey, how's it going? Thanks so much. I look forward to the next one. It's always like, where the crap is the next video? Like, I mean, that's how these posts read to me anyways. Maybe that's not the case, but I'm trying to keep up and get as many out the door as possible, but also trying not to lose my friggin' mind. I see Ez out there. What's up? I see you said you platinumed it the other day. Oh, look, let's see here. Yep. Nice. Appreciate that. Yeah, confirmation on that. We got a few people. Tyler's done. I think Gray is done. If he's not, he could have been days ago. He sort of got burned out and backed off from it. Kirsten, I know, is pretty stinking close. You've not created a Skywalker, so... I hope you're kidding, Kirsten. There is one. For those who don't know or are confused, there is definitely a Lego Star Wars Skywalker playlist. In fact, it's been there since the very first trailer video, since before, and that's probably why you don't see it. It's not the most recent playlist, so if that's, but it's there, I promise. In fact, here's a link to it right here, and Let's see here. I just added it. But yeah, so anyways, what up, Cosmic Baller? Good to see you. Good to see you. So yeah, and I actually just right before the stream started, somebody asked, when is the next video going to be up? And it was level 1, which again, I just said, I'm all the way through level 9. So it's a few more videos than he was looking for. And another viewer commented and said, hey, if you look at the playlist, you can find the videos that have been uploaded, even though they're not made public. So I was super stoked to see that. Like, somebody for once was commenting and explaining how it works. It wasn't me. I didn't have to. So many times I linked and copied and pasted and it's been like my pet peeve. It's one of those things where like it doesn't piss me off per se. Like I don't get angry, but if you want to talk about minor triggering, as soon as I see it, I'm like, oh, keyboard warrior, here it comes. Anyways, all right. Let's get to some biz. Yes, watch time was up to, so we're good. We're good. We're about ready to crush into the 170,000. You do some math, it's about 150, 160 subs a day. So it won't be but a couple more days before we flip into 170. Before you know it, it'll be 175 and then 200. I cannot wait. So definitely looking forward to like the big 250. That's going to be one of my things. Hey, in fact, BMB, CMV bot, dude, high fives. High fives. I am not clowning. I am being dead serious. I saw your post explaining how to find the videos. You made my day, bro. You made my day. I've told so many people so many times. And for the record, just so we're all clear here, the person you commented to, I actually explained it to them earlier today in a previous comment. So they had already had the information literally handed to them, but yet they were sort of, and maybe you didn't read it the same way. I read it sort of as like complaining, right? What's news? And I've had another dude that says, finally. He keeps saying, finally, when the new video's released. I'm like, bro, some of these videos have been up for 2 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6, 7 days, some of them. Finally. Yes, no, seriously. I was literally just talking about you before you came in the room. I couldn't remember your name, but as soon as I saw it, I remembered. Old man Brian Brain. That's the thing. All right, so let's see here. Next on my list. Okay, so next up is Lego Star Wars TSS. You know, most of you guys have already seen. We completed story. You know, for weeks, months, days, whatever, before the game came out, we had no idea how long it was going to take, what this overall project was going to look like. I pretty much booked until November, December. I told the team I was expecting to be providing content for this game until October, maybe November, December. I was even bummed at one point. I was talking to one of them about how I got a vacation that I go on every year. That's going to be compromised due to needing. I'm likely going to be done before then. So I'm pretty excited. I mean, I still got a lot of work to do, but I mean, in theory, we're estimating about 130 videos, about 130. 45 of them are done. The story is done. And then we got the preparing for free play. And then we've got 9 videos for free play online right now. So technically, I've done 55 of the videos. Now, if we're really pacing for, if we're guessing 130, that could be off. It could be a couple less, could be a couple more. I'm almost halfway done. I mean, the story was grindy, and now the free play is pretty easy. Now, there's obviously some spots that I might make some mistakes and whatever, but, you know, following this playlist and following this recommended list and our playlist, I mean, it's going to be a lot easier. I can't wait to get to the free roam. I'm still flipping a coin whether or not I'm going to stream it or if I'm going to guide it. Reason being is it's stupid easy, but it's also super time consuming. I know that a lot of you guys like to, you know, play along with. I feel like the difficulty level isn't going to require a guide. So I feel like you could still play along with while I streamed. But at the same time, I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. I know that a lot of you have suggested both ways. Some of you are like, stream. Some of you are like, I don't know what to do without your guides. I need those guide videos. So as we get closer, we'll see. I'm going to continue to release videos 2 a day, and I'm going to continue to try to do 2 to 3 to 4 a day to put them on the server. So I know that's confusing, but again, some of them are not released yet. I try to stay ahead, so if I have real life pop up, if I want to take a day off, I can take a day off and still have videos to release. If I get to my vacation and I'm still not done, I want to be able to have videos to release while I'm on vacation, which is not till July, so I've got some time. But, you know, I've got some Volkswagen shows and some meets and things that are coming up that I'm going to want to be participating in. So things are going to change. But really excited to be in free play already. Big shout out to Tyler P for like grinding out the game, getting that guide out. I asked him to go above and beyond and sort of explain the rumors. So like we put all the rumors for challenges and stuff, and he's nailing it. Like I can't thank him enough. I mean, he's done a great job. So if you happen to see Tyler P, I don't think he's in the chat right now, but you know, next time we're streaming or you see him, or if you see him commenting on something somewhere, make sure you give him that high five and some love, because he deserves it. He grinded it up. He actually beat the story in like the first like 2 days or so. I don't remember what it was. Crazy, way faster than we ever thought. Because again, I didn't know. We thought that some of these levels were going to be 20, 30, 40 minutes long, and that there was going to be 5 per movie. But if you think about it, if you sit back and you actually think about it, they actually made the episodes, each movie, the 5 levels and the in-between sort of connecting story bits in the free roam, they're like shorter than the movies, but they're like movie length. They're about 1.5 hours to 2 hours on average to get through them. That's pretty genius. And I don't know why none of us really thought about that, but I mean, that's ultimately, I think, how they plan it. They're like, all right, let's make them all about 2 hours long. Each get 5. We'll break those 5 into like the most gloriful, you know, moments, and then we'll kind of sprinkle in some of the in-betweens. And I've loved it. I mean, I don't know. I'm still feeling like Lego City has my heart. I still feel like it's probably just, but the humor's here too. And the so I don't know. It's tough to say, you guys. It's really tough to say. For right now, I'm still calling Lego Star Wars or Lego City #1. I think this is at least slid into 2. I think TFA might have got slid down into 3. But what's up, Scarf? Welcome to the stream. All right. So yeah, we've got plans. We're gonna, like I said, keep putting out 2 videos per day. So there will be 1 more Lego Star Wars released in a couple hours for today, and so you get 3 videos today: two Star Wars and the Game Break. Tomorrow the same will apply. You get 2 more. Whoops, didn't mean to bump that. And I'm going to continue to, like I said, try to grind these out. My goal is to be done with the free play in the next 2 weeks, 10 days. Then I'm going to pump the brakes and slow the production down. Free roam might go to like a Wednesday or like a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday release like we usually do. Might be just a Wednesday release or something too. The free roams are going to be much longer. Not only is it going to take me a while to sort of navigate and figure out a route and complete it by recording it and likely splicing edits together. The render times on some of those. So for those of you who don't know, that don't mess with computers and video production and stuff, you know, my computer is not a crappy computer. It's not the best either. But I do have a pretty nice computer, and it takes roughly about, so for every 1 minute of video footage that needs to be exported or rendered, it takes about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. So it's almost double. So like a 20-minute video generally takes 40, 45 minutes. That's just to render it. Then you got to upload it and stuff too. That's a whole nother story. But if you get like an hour long or an hour and 20-minute long video, which some of these planets may be big enough, 30 Kyber bricks and stuff, like, right? So it might take 2 hours, 3 hours to render the video. Not to mention all of the stuff. So what I'm getting at is here, I'm going to get through the free play as fast as I can. And then we're going to pretty much pump the brakes and slow down on that. Now, one of the things that's really just put just a kink in everything And this is like not a hate moment. This is not a don't buy. This is not anything. This just hear me out from start to finish here. I have been struggling big time with my equipment. It's not the computer I was just talking about. It's a different computer that has been trying to function with my capture device has not been working. Ultimately, what I ended up having to do was remove it from the PC completely. So this is odd. Most capture devices require a PC and software. This particular model I have does not. It's designed to be on a computer and software controlled by a computer, but it also has a record button and an option for an SD card. I tried to get the SD card out, but it's not in its slot. Giggity. So after I took it all, I've done so much, you guys. Elgato seriously went out of their way to help me. Ironically, they sent me a new one and it just got here today. Like, I'm not even kidding. It showed up at about 2 o'clock today. I've been waiting for this for a couple of weeks. We thought maybe it was a hardware issue so they have some software that like exports all of my drivers, all of my everything. So they know everything about my computer more than I do. And they started off with USB root hubs. They were thinking, oh, you're traveling too much video content through your USBs. You need to split those up. And that didn't work. So then they're like, okay, let's get you some firmware. We know there's a known issue with your style of PC. Let me give you a special firmware update and it should bypass that. And I was like, that's cool. So I had to go through and do like this manual firmware update, which I'd never done. They walked me right through it. It's pretty cool, easy to do. They're like, all right, this should work now. Didn't work. So then they were like, all right, we're pretty sure it's a hardware issue. We're going to send you a new one. Problem with that is I have to box mine up and send it to them. And once they get it, they receive it, they open the box, make sure they got the product, and then they ship a new one out to me. That's so time consuming. Who has a week or 2 weeks to just take off? Like, this is my job, right? So I had to buy another one. So I bought another one from Amazon. It was here the very next day. I basically packaged the one up that was faulty, sent it to Elgato, started using this one. The second I started using this one with the computer, it did the same exact thing. So rather than try to like do firmwares and blah, 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 I thought, you know what? I literally thought to myself, it's got to be this PC. If I can only use it without a PC. And then it hit me. Duh, you can. And so I tried it. And it was weird because normally I record onto this computer and there's a file on that computer. Then I have to move that to an external drive. And then once it's on that drive, I have to unplug it and plug it into my editing computer here. So I've always had to like move a file from one computer to the other. But by recording directly to an SD card, all I had to do was pull it out and put it in the new computer. So it actually saved me a step. But it's so weird because I'm not having to click the mouse to start it. I don't have a timer running or any kind of video showing. Like, I can't see. But it doesn't matter because I couldn't see the blips or the distortions in the preview there anyways. It was only on the exported file that I would get from the... So I contacted them. I was like, listen, I appreciate you replacing the unit. Just so you know, I bought another one and I'm using it and I'm not using the computer and it's working flawlessly. So there's got to be some sort of conflict between the software of your device and the software on my PC. That's the only thing it can be. We've done everything else. They agreed. And then they were like, we still want you to upgrade your firmware and go through all the process that you did with the old one. And I was like, no, because if I'm returning this one, I don't want to have to redo it again on the new one. So I'll just wait. And besides, it was working. And you guys have no idea. There was 2 or 3 levels that I messed up and I had to go back and do again. There was one particular situation where I had to load up another save and play a new save to get caught up because I lost footage. I was able to make it work because that's what I do. But ultimately, it's been a nightmare. But in the end, it's not an Elgato problem. It's an Elgato conflict with something on my computer. We still don't know what it is yet. It started off with the Alienware software, the control center. Once I removed that, that actually fixed the problem I was having. I don't know if you guys remember, but I was disconnecting while streaming. It would just stop. It would just stop out of nowhere. We couldn't figure out why. It would just stop. Got rid of the Alienware control center. It stopped stopping. So there's obviously something else on this computer. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not really trying to figure it out right now. I'm going to get through this project and then move on. The weirdest thing is that it's definitely a software, an Elgato software issue, because beyond it disconnecting when that Alienware control center was on there, we went through like 2 years or at least a year with that particular box, because it'd been a full year since I replaced it. Where we were streaming almost 5-6 days a week, and we never had a blip or a pixelation or anything that we would see every time when I was recording. So they definitely have been good to me, but it's been a struggle, you guys. And so at the end of the day, I'm stoked to like have found a solve, a fix. And I've been just absolutely just destroying production since then. Like I've been getting 2, 3, 4. Well, I got 5 videos done in one day. That was like last week, but I mean, it's just crazy. So I thought you got it fixed. Haven't been noticing glitches in the video. No, I have. This is just kind of catch up. This is catch up. This is throughout the month. I'm now good. I'm now gravy. So, but again, like there's a couple of dudes at Elgato that like, I owe them a beer. I mean, they didn't, I mean, it's still not fixed, but like, listen, I'm a patient dude. I'm a pretty professional dude. Like I don't cuss a lot when I'm with my peeps or if I'm really mad. But like, I mean, when I'm with other professionals, if I'm live streaming, if I'm cutting videos, I'm pretty tolerant, pretty easy. I don't really jump down people's throat. People can come in and throw shade. I might banter, but I don't lose it. I was pretty borderline like, y'all need to fix this. and they were doing what they could. They were every single day back and forth. And it took 7 weeks to finally get to where we were. We're on like week 8 now. I didn't even mention, I bought their other product too, the HD60X, which is their new optimized for PS5 capture, which was not cheap either. And I plugged it in, and this was right in the middle of all my other problems before I got the new one and before I used the SD card and was recording without. I plugged it in, and I think I told you guys this, maybe not, but you'll get a kick out of this. Plugged it in, set up the folder, got everything, all the settings, how I wanted them, got the same bit rate as my old stuff. It used the same software, but I had to use a drop-down menu and choose the different device, and then some of the settings were different. And Adam flexing up, what up? So anyways, I plugged it in, got it all set, hit record. Did like a 30-second clip. Stop recording. Went to the folder. Where's the file? There's no file there. That's weird. Double check the file path to see where it should be going. Totally right. Hit record again. Stop it. Go check. No file there. So I'm like, what is going on here? So this time I've got the folder, the window open up where it's supposed to go. I hit record. Boom. 2 files show up. I'm like, oh, sweet. I don't know why they weren't showing up, but interesting. So I do like a 2-minute thing, run around. Wife's standing right behind me. I hit stop. Boom. They disappear. I don't know where they went. I don't know why they left. But they weren't there. So backtrack a little bit. I actually ordered the HD60X the day they announced and released it. The day that I actually received it, they patched the software. And when I plugged mine in, it didn't even recognize the device. My software hadn't been updated yet. And it was like, you need a capture device, sir. You don't have one. And I was like, what do you mean? And then I was like, oh, I got to update it. So I updated. And then it's like, oh, you got an HD60X. Cool. Well, you know, and then so software was so new. I'm sort of like beta testing it for them, even though I paid money and waited to get it shipped to me. And so, anyways, I still love Elgato. This is Elgato mic. I've got Elgato Stream Deck. I've got multiple devices. I've got the HD 60, HD 60S Plus, 4K 60S Plus. I've got the key light. I've got their green screen. I mean, they've got like thousands of my dollars. Most of the products work pretty good though. So anyways, it's been a rough 3 weeks, you guys, with all that and it was happening. I started troubleshooting before it even got here. Kirsten and Ray's and some other people will tell you, I was in contact with Elgato before Lego even came out because I knew that there was some pixelation happening and I knew there was some weird stuff. But anyways, so Elgato rant over. Let's see here. Amy, what's up? Hello, Brian. What is your favorite Star Wars movie? I think Return of the Jedi. I do. I just, 4, 5, and 6 are my favorite trilogy. I grew up with them, watched them a million times. I mean, X-Wings, and that's where my heart is. I feel like Return of the Jedi is probably my favorite one. Let's see here. Heading to Exegol to finish up Primo. Heading to Exegol, huh? So that's it? You're going to finish up in Exegol? That's actually kind of cool that you're finishing there because that's, as the story is told, that's where it all comes to a close. All right, so streams. I contacted Kirsten like on, Tuesday or Wednesday this week, and I said, I'm going back to streams next week. I even got a schedule, and I rifled off what was happening. And then a couple things happened in real life, and I opted to, I even contacted the team. I had a team for Apex, had other games planned around the week. Wasn't going to go on Sunday. I was going to keep Sundays open, so weekends for the family for another couple weeks. We still haven't got to go to the beach yet. That was something we were supposed to do before. Like, we were supposed to do it right after The Force Awakens finished streaming and like the week before I started Star Wars TSS. But timing didn't work out with my mom and her house and stuff. So we're hoping to do that sooner than later. But streams, as it sits, ready for the schedule? Ready? Any guesses what? Boom, blackout still. We ain't doing nothing. Ultimately, like I said, real life sort of popped up. My brother-in-law had been here for like about a month and a half. He just left yesterday. I was supposed to go to Portland, and that was part of the detour because I normally would have been producing and doing stuff, but ended up not working out. So I got a bunch of work done anyways. But there was a couple other things that happened. In fact, here in about 10 minutes, if I don't get off this stream, I'm going to miss pictures with my boy. He's going to prom tonight. So we've had some jumping around, figuring out some stuff for that. Just real life, and we still live by that real life first motto. I've been busting my tail getting those videos out. So I felt like, could pace myself a little bit. No, but anyways, just lots of stuff. And so I do have a schedule. I do have some new games. Apex is going to be starting a new season, I believe the following week. No, it's the 10th. So maybe 2 weeks. No, it would be the following week. So, I hope to do a stream for the new season that day, but I, like a dummy, I didn't break a tooth. I had a temporary filling fallout. That's another one of the things that happened. Still got a gaping hole in there. May 10th was the soonest they could get me in. Are you kidding me? May 10th? I called a week ago. May 10th? It's an emergency. And it took them 2.5 days to call me back for the emergency too. Like I'm not thrilled about that whole situation. I have got some temporary stuff for home. So it's like they recommended it. So like, hey, if you're worried or blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, I'm worried. So I got some stuff. I'm going to actually put it in tonight, I think. But ultimately, we're going to return to the streams the following week is my plan. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and likely Friday. But I do have games for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for sure. They are new to the channel games, minus Apex. And I think they will be fun. What's this? Hello Neighbor 2. Oh, dude, don't even. So as you guys may remember, I don't have like glorious hookups with a lot of developers, but there are a few over the years that I've developed some relations with, and Tiny Build is one of them. And Tiny Build is the publisher that puts out Hello Neighbor, which is how I got the game originally, and Well, Hello Neighbor 2 has been out on beta for a while now, and I don't remember, it's been 2-3 weeks ago now. I gave it to Reese because they sent it to me, and I was like, listen, you want to go check it out, help them test it on these test dates. That would help me out and keep my connection with them lively, and you'd get to check out the game early. And he's like, yeah. So he went, and I ended up getting a couple codes so his friends could check it out too, and so of course Reese had to bring that up again. He's like, bro, you gonna play with us? They got some boxes here for you. And if you didn't see the Hello Neighbor streams that I did, I was bad at box stacking. And I still don't know if it's a Brian thing or if it's like a game mechanic thing, but I was not good at it. So we'll just leave it at that. So thank you for bringing that up, Kirsten. No, there's a game that's sort of it's brand new, but it's sort of like a retro successor. Like there's an old game from back in the day. I'm not going to get into it yet because I don't want to like spoil it. I want it to be kind of a surprise. But essentially what my plan is right now for the stream stuff is that likely next Sunday, I will probably post the schedule on Facebook, Twitter, and the community page. That is my goal. That is assuming that this week will be productive. I will be able to get through, movies 3, 4, and 5. I'm hoping to be at least, by this time next week, I'm hoping to be on the 5th movie. Right now, I'm literally, once I get done with this, I might record another level today, might wait till tomorrow, but it'll be level 10. So I will be on the final level of the 2nd movie. So, yeah, you're welcome. Chacho, what up, bro? Good to see you, man. Michael's out there too. Good to see some of these faces, man. I've missed all of you guys as well. I've been talking to the wife about it. Like I really was planning on trying to come back next week, but it's tough because I'm not like I like to say I'm not known for being a streamer, but I don't know if I can say that anymore. I'm still like a small streamer because although I have a large subscription base, I don't necessarily have a giant. I mean, you can see we've been at roughly 18 to 22 the whole time, so not huge, right? But I have streamed consecutive years, so I don't know. And through those years, there wasn't much Lego or project stuff happening. I mean, we did leak out TCS, and then Lego Indie as well. And I still got Lego Indie 2 that I plan on doing, which is going to probably get done a lot sooner than I anticipated. I didn't think we'd get to it till like January of next year, and it's probably not going to be that way. Oh, dudes, totally forgot. I wish my wife. Here, I'm gonna say something pretty loud so she hears me, and we'll see if she takes the bait and reacts. So hey guys, we did a thing. Yeah, we totally did a thing, you guys. She might not be in the kitchen anymore, but I'm waiting for her to open up the door and be like, oh, really? So there's this weird phenomenon on the internet where people will get like their hair done or get their nails done or, get new wheels for their car or whatever. And they'll be like, so I did a thing. They'll buy a new house. So I did a thing. So I told, we did a thing. I'll tell you what it is in a second. And I told her when we did it, she started typing up this post. And I said, oh, it better not be one of those. She goes, what? I go, did you say we did a thing? And she kind of looked at me with big eyes. Never confirmed or denied that she was typing, we did a thing. But I told her, You can't do that. We're not going to be one of those people. We're not going to do a thing. Since I've mentioned this to her, there's been like 10 of our friends have done a thing. One of them built a fence. They did a thing. One of them got new wheels for their car. We did a thing. Like, most of these things are not, I don't know. They're weird flexes. They're weird flexes. But we did a thing. We've been talking about getting an EV, an electric vehicle, for like, I don't know, probably over a year. When we had Nam, the mathematician master, crunch out a bunch of numbers, we found out how much kilowatt hours it took to charge a battery, what the kilowatt per hour rate was, how many charges per year. He went nuts and gave me all these things. We're trying to figure out if an EV would be more cost effective than a gas vehicle and what that would look like price wise, because we pay X amount of dollars for a gas vehicle, and then we have to pay for gas, right? So if we're paying a little bit extra for an EV a month, but not having to pay for gas, does it actually break down to be cheaper? Or will our electric bill offset that? So it's just even and it doesn't freaking matter, but it's harder to get power when you need it, right? Because there's not charge stations on every corner yet. In Oregon, in Washington, California, lots of places around us, especially the places we go, we got charge stations everywhere here. I know that in like Montana and you go further out to like Ohio where Tude's at, they got like no charge stations. In fact, my buddy in Montana was looking, and he lives in Broadus, Montana. And the nearest one was 80 miles away from him. And there's, you know, Electrify America and these other infrastructures that are popping up. There's like third-party brands and stuff, charge stations all over the place. Montana's not getting any. So for him, he's like, bro, I can't even mess with the thought of getting one of those right now. I'm like, totally get it. But we ordered one. So we've been looking at the Volkswagen ID4. It's their first full electric, I think. I don't know if the e-Golfs are full electric or if they're hybrid, but e-Golf sounds like it's probably all electric. I should know this. I'm a Volkswagen guy. But we definitely we did a bunch of research. We found that there is a state rebate. It's roughly $7,500. You have to fill some boxes. You have to get certain products, certain things. So the car we want fits into all those for the state. Federal's got one too, $7,500. So we fill all these boxes, and the car we want fits into those. That's a $15,000 in rebates. Half of it comes right off the top of the purchase price when we buy the car. So we don't even have to finance that extra money. It's just a rebate right off the top. Thanks to our state. Your state may be different, your country, depending on where you live. But here in Oregon, $7,500. Now it's $2,500 for most EVs and hybrids, and then there's some extra stuff for EVs. And so $15K. Are you kidding me? And then we got a CRV, a Honda CRV. Since we got the Prius, my wife never drives a CRV unless we're taking Drexler somewhere. So it's like our dog vehicle. And whenever I drive my GTI. And when Reese drives, he drives his Audi. So like we have the CRV that's just sitting there. It's got low miles on it. We don't owe hardly anything on it. We owe like $3,000 or $4,000 and it's worth like $24,000. So we're going to be able to like sell that, pay off our loan, and take like the 20 that's left over with the 15. Are you kidding me? Like, this is like too good to be true. So we definitely are pretty excited about that. Here's the catch. They produced a fair amount of these ID4s and they sent them over in a giant ship. Now, I do not know the details, but said ship sank. They lost a lot of ID4s in the ocean. I like I said, I don't know what the numbers are. My buddy Gray, he works at a port. He might actually have more information on that I could relay later, but and it wasn't his fault, or even in Belgium that it happened. It happened off the coast of the United States. I've been told. Don't hold me to it. I don't know any of the facts really. I'm just third-party information. But ultimately, So we've reserved it. We had to pay to reserve, and then the process is like they basically throw us into a line and verify and check that, you know, they can produce the vehicle that we wanted. So we checked everything that like the color. We got two tones, so it's black on top and then white. It's gonna match my GTI. It's gonna be crazy awesome. We got the all-wheel drive one, which has the higher horsepower. We got all the fancy stuff inside that we wanted. We got the mats, we got the tow package, bumper to bumper 80,000 mile warranty, replaces motors, handles, all like we went through all these things. And of course, like my dad, the devil's advocate, well, what are you doing buying a $50,000 car? Like, well, we're only gonna owe 15,000 on this car once we get trade in all of our stuff and get this tax rebate. And he's like, oh, well. And then he's still like pooping all over the idea because he's my dad and he's my number one hater. But you know, in the end, like you really, like we've done all the research. We know what we know our limit. We know we have other cars. We have a Prius that gets 45 miles a gallon. If we need a car that takes gas or whatever, we can go. My GTI doesn't even get 250 miles to a full gas tank because it just sucks up gas. That's my choice. I've made it go fast and slurp up that petrol, but you know, I'm just saying like the EV is going to probably get me further than my car would. And where we go, there's plenty of charge stations. And 45 minutes for a full charge isn't really that bad. That's a quick charge. Do some homework if you're looking into one of these, because there's some, you know, longer charges are like, what, 2.5 hours or something like that. Costs about $10 for a quick charge at most places. If you don't, like if you exceeded your limit, you get 3 years with Electrify America when you buy an EV right now. 3 years. That's a lot. That's a lot of, so in 3 years, we'll be hitting probably like, you know, 75, 100,000 miles and we'll be selling that thing. Rob, what up, dude? Good to see you, man. So yeah, the next step in our process after the reservation, which has been accepted, and they said that in the next week to 3 weeks, we should get another email, and then we can actually solidify our purchase and order it. So it's like we've kind of pre-ordered, and then they're like, are you sure you really want this? And we're going to be like, yep. And then we got to pay a little bit more. So we put $100 down and we'll pay $400 for the next process. And that $500 comes off the top of the car too. So it's like a down payment. So again, like financially, like we're in a really great place with cars, thanks to our cousins who gifted us that Prius. And then my mom gifted us the Audi. Basically, I mean, we had to pay some money and transfer titles and do some stuff, but like ultimately, like we're sort of car rich right now. We don't have our own house yet, but we have lots of cars, so we're gonna sort of solidify that or minimize that and get good with an EV. So pretty excited. Matt's here too. What up? All right, Johnny's out there. What up, Johnny? All right, so I do have one last small thing. It's sort of like a double whammy, and then we'll go into Patreon, and then I got to get the crap out of here because Reese is going to prom. But April 1st, right? So the first of the months are seemingly the dates that Lego chooses to release things. April 1st, you might remember. This guy was out. I almost missed a stream to go get it and stuff, and I ended up not. But I ordered it, right? So I want to point this out to you guys right now. I was able to, at 9 o'clock on March 31st, 9 o'clock West Coast time, it's officially midnight on the East Coast. Lego uses the East Coast time for most of their releases. So if you're interested in getting a Lego set that comes out on like May 1st, for example, that's tomorrow. If you live on the West Coast, 9 o'clock tonight, don't sleep and wake up tomorrow. They might be sold out of whatever you're after. I know the Muppets, the collectible minifig series comes out tomorrow. The tall neck from Horizon comes out tomorrow. There's a few other things that drop tomorrow too. And then in the next couple of days, we've got the May 4th Star Wars celebration happening at lego.com too. So why am I bringing this up? Because my order arrived. So I picked up 2 because that's all I could order. I really wanted to get 3 because I thought it'd be cool to maybe eventually build all 3 of the different builds, because it does have instructions to build each of the 3 DeLoreans from the 3 different movies. if you guys remember too, my most valuable Lego set to date is the earlier edition of the Lego DeLorean. So it's got a different dock, it's got a different Marty, and the car itself is much smaller. The other one's like this big, where that one is like this big. Like 1,100 pieces in that bad boy. That's the creator, no, the expert creator, I think is what they call that one. Definitely hyped about building. You guys have no idea. So we're still looking for a house. Right now, it's the worst time to be looking for a house. Percentages are going back up. Like actual values are sky high from what they were like 3 years ago. And it's just not a good time to be purchasing or looking, but it's just our time frame. So we're trying to find something. And when we do, things are going to be so different for me. And I mean that in a more of a display. So like I'm crammed in here. Like you guys know this. I that's as far as I can move my chair. I'm bumping in the bed, bumping into my desk, bumping into my bed. The ceiling. It's A-frame. So it's low. I'm touching the ceiling. I mean, my green screen hangs from right here. How can I touch my green screen? I'm sitting down in a chair, you guys. How can I reach the ceiling? Well, that's because I'm in like a tiny little nom room. This room was actually built for Nom back in... No, I'm just kidding. And I miss him. I don't know why he's not here to harass me. Like I just like I've been giving the mods some crap. I need some nomisms. But yeah. So anyways, once I get my house, I will be able to build and display a lot more Lego, and I'll be able to have a Lego room again. Do you guys remember the Lego room? That goes back quite a few years, but I mean, you know, it was the offset. It was like our dining room that we transformed into. We had Lego posters on the wall, Lego hats. We had Lego. We had like a whole, like part of it was stuff that Reese had built for him. And then I had a section for the stuff that we had built for like, you know, videos and unboxings and stuff like that. And eventually Reese sort of grew out of that. And once Reese grew out of that, the rest of the house went, you don't need this whole room for your Lego. I don't blame him. It's, you know, so when I do have my own house and I do have my own room for that, I actually plan on sitting and building. Like I have the NES set that I'd love to build with you guys. You know, the DeLoreans. I've got lots of stuff to build, and, you know, some of it I want to keep away for, you know, keepsake. So when I die or whatever, Reese has like a huge nest egg of stuff to sort through and get rid of the mice and all that. No, I'm just kidding. Really, I'm hoping that it'll stay in great condition and it'll be lots of value for him. You know, he's an only child, so it's not like he'll have to split it amongst his brothers and sisters or anything. So, yeah, so, you know, I'm just down the road. I mean, Lego right now, they say it's actually a better investment than gold. Probably depends on who you talk to, but I have heard that from some pretty smart people. So anyways, all right, moving along. Last but not least, we've got the Patreon. Oh, you know what? Huh? We're a little rusty. And I say we because I forgot to do something. And you know what? Now that I think about it, I don't even think, I'm looking through the list. Hold on. I'm feeling like, so what I'm getting at here is I didn't hit the Twitter button, but I wasn't reminded to hit the Twitter button either. Y'all see what I'm getting at here? Ben, where you at? Where's my reminder? And then I started thinking, I don't think I've seen Ben in the chat. And then I started feeling bad because I was like, wait a minute, is he there? I don't want to like say he's not there if he's there. But he's not there. I don't see him. Ben's not here. That's okay. It's been a while since we streamed. It's been 3+ weeks since I've streamed. So, and it was sort of just announced this morning. But yeah, I just looked down at the buttons. I'm like, oh, I didn't even hit the Twitter button. It's officially been hit now. So Ben, I got it covered. The Patreon. Patreon is a third-party site that you can go to support us directly. At the $5 tier and up, you get a textual shout-out via Thumbie on an on-screen comic-style invasion. And at $10 and up, you get me actually shouting out your name. And you can do this every month, 1 month, however many months you want. If that's not your thing, but you'd like to support us, of course, we've got membership here on the main YouTube channel where you can get your custom emojis and badges. Boy, it just started raining. That's going to suck for prom. Getting all gussied up and then getting all soaked. But yeah, so, and then we also have, Patreon is a way. We have a $1 and a $2 tier too, so you don't have to be like in the spotlight if you don't want to, but want to support. And of course, we never ask that you do any of this if you don't want to or are not capable of. Simply being around, watching our videos, interacting with us, sharing links and stuff when we got them, that's more than enough. So, but on that note, let's go ahead and recognize some people who have gone above and beyond and supported us at the $5 and up tier on Patreon. Woo to the who! Thank you so much, peeps. Much love to all these names up there. Even Teflon. To be honest with you, I didn't want to switch it again this month, so I just left Teflon on there. He backed down and actually switched over to the YouTube stuff now, so he supports us on YouTube. So technically, they're different perks for the support. And so I should have probably remembered the name. But I didn't last month, and I figured, why do it this month? I'll just leave it there. It's a lot of work for one name. Not really, but with everything I had going on, I didn't want to do it. And you can't make me. All right, last but not least for Patreon. And be thinking about any questions or things you got to ask that you haven't already asked, because I will be shutting it down pretty quick after these shout outs. So these are in no particular order. But, I want to give some love to Bonnie Miller. Thank you so much for your continued support on Patreon and Facebook and on YouTube, Bonnie. Much love. Love to hear from you at some point. Next up, Michael Gersberg. Thank you so much for your continued support as well, Michael. You and Bonnie both, I think, were like some of the first two Patreon supporters like a long time ago. I'm hoping y'all didn't just forget that it was there and it's been, you know what I mean? Like, I'm hoping that you're aware of it. But anyways, thank you so much for both y'all's supports. Much love. Next up, we've got Dougie Fresh. Douglas used to work for us, still continues to support us in and out. Every once in a while he pokes in and says, hey, haven't seen him in a while. We talked about recently about him getting back into some guide writing, but that happened sort of right before Lego Star Wars. Tyler had already claimed the rights to that. But I might put him to work on like Lego Indy 2 or something. It's been a while since he's done some work for us. And man, to be honest with you, I'd love to see him do some live streams of Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker saga. I'm pretty sure that dude's still never seen a Star Wars movie, and him talking about like the robots and the phaser guns and it's hilarious if you are interested in, clowning somebody who doesn't. It's just one of those things I find funny. Sorry, Doug, I do, but thanks for your support. Next up, we got Smallville 2011. You guys know him as Andrew. Sorry, I ratted you out again, but much love, Andrew. Thanks for your support on and off of Patreon. Next up, we got Adam Barnfather, who's actually in the chat right now. Much love, Adam. Thanks for always being here and supporting the channel as you do. And last but not least, for the $10 shoutouts, we got Josh Main. Thank you so much, Main, for your support. Much love to you all. All right, so those are the $10 and up Patreon supporters. Again, thank you so much. Much love to you all. Beyond that, guys, I mean, that's been my April. I've definitely spent a fair amount of time in this chair right here. We've done some other things too. Obviously, we went and test drove the ID4 and sat down and talked with the salespeople. And I mean, I drilled them. We put up a bunch of questions. Like, I think I had 17 questions, and some of them were like two-parters too. So it was like, how long does it take for a charge? How long does it take for a quick charge? I'm writing all this stuff down, and I'm like, all right. So, and then really cool too. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not. Totally random. This has nothing to do with anything other than just my experience at that dealership. We were getting ready to leave, and I go, hey, you got a card? You've been good to us. Like, if I come back and when we order, like when we actually physically come to pay, like we want you. And he was like, oh, that's really cool. Thank you so much. And he's like, no, I don't have a card. And I looked at him like, what? What do you mean you don't got it? Did you start today or something? And he goes, no, I got this. and he has this lanyard on with his ID badge hanging from his neck, right? It's a Volkswagen employee badge. And he holds it up, and it's got his picture and his name, and right below it, there was a QR code. Have you guys seen this before? He goes, yeah, you just pull out your phone, and you just scan the QR code, and it just loads up all my info. I was like, no, it does not. And I pull up my QR scanner and scan it. Bloop. I'm like, yo. And I did have to click save to my phone. It didn't automatically put it there, but it got it ready to the screen and everything. And I hit it. Talal, peace out, man. Thanks for stopping by. Technology, you guys. Like, that blew me away. That absolutely blew me away. No, I don't got a business card. You can QR scan me, though, and I'll get all my digital stuff on your digital stuff right now. What? That's pretty cool. So, any other questions? Any other thingy things? Anything? Peeps? Poops? No? No? Don't forget to stay hydrated. Oh, I finally saw Uncharted. I finally saw the movie Uncharted. Really good. I liked it. I liked that it involved the games and the story from the games, but like wasn't exact. It wasn't a precise science. Really liked it though. And you know, without going into any details or spoiling anything, I really hope there's a sequel. Johnny says, how are you enjoying Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga? I am very much enjoying it. As I mentioned earlier in the stream, the first like 10 days of its release were pretty mentally straining. You know, the urgency that I was feeling of like needing and wanting to get videos out, and then the complications of my recording device and just the process, right? Like, I hadn't done a project in a while. I mean, the last project I did ended back in November. So, I mean, it's been like 4 months since I'd actually done any kind of project work. Since then, I had gotten a new computer. And so, like, you know, I changed editors too in the transition of the last video and the last series. So, like, it was sort of like reminding myself how to use some of the, like, some of the stuff's super easy and repetitive. And but there were some tricks and stuff that were like, how do I do that again? So I'd have to go Google something, you know. One thing I did add, I don't know if anybody noticed this or not. I have added on-screen timers to the levels in free play anyways that have a timer on them. So I didn't think of this during story. Otherwise, there's what, 5 or 7 levels that have a challenge or a moment that requires time. And so because of the super speed core upgrade making you run faster, the need to speed up the videos is still available. But I got to be honest, once you speed the videos up with them running at full speed, it starts to get into that maybe too fast form, you know, like some of the earlier Lego games. I don't remember which was it, Lego Batman 2 maybe, or there's something, maybe Hobbits, the Hobbit Lord of the Rings. Some of them I used the fast forward way too much, and people were pissed about that. And I don't do it anymore. I may speed them up slightly, like instead of 100%, maybe do like 110% or 115%. But I mean, it's taken 3 seconds out of a 3-minute video, not 35 seconds out of a 3-minute video. So definitely different. But the timers, I feel like, are kind of a cool on-screen thing. Now, the actual template that I've been using has hours too, which seems ridiculous. But I thought that might actually come into play later down the road when we're doing free roam. I don't think any of the challenges will be that long. I feel like, I know there's some that like you have to go from planet to planet to planet to planet to planet, but I don't think any of them are time based. I think it's just going to take time, right? Like, I know there's the Wookiee ones that you have to go find the Wookiees on the different planets and such. And, you know, and again, I still am not 100% sure how we're going to handle the free roam. Now, traditionally, if there's an order that the game wants or is preferred. Like let's say if you follow the story order, there's going to be some backtracking that'll happen because once you get like to the 5th planet, maybe the 1st planet will unlock some missions, right? So if starting at the 5th planet helps you so that when you go to the 1st planet, you don't have to jump back and forth and keep going, right? Like we want 100% the area if it's possible. And, you know, Tyler, our guide writer, has gone through and pretty much documented all of the unlock points. So it's in our guide already. I haven't actually read it, so I can't read you or tell you what it says. But basically, it's, you know, suggesting that there's a certain order or preference. And again, maybe I shouldn't say it. Maybe it's not there. I know that he told me that he had it and he would give it to me but I think he said it was in the guide too. So I should retract that. Maybe it's not. But let's see here. He might be at a track meet. Oh, Ben. Yeah. That's true. All right, let's see. I'm trying to look. Let's see. I have a really weird question, but does Jeremy ever come on the channel? Because I remember him from the first one of these. Jeremy hasn't been around. I actually haven't spoke to him in quite some time. He's in the military. He actually, so when we started this, he was in the Navy and was single and was dating a girl, but was single. And they ended up getting married, had a kid. He went into flight school, passed flight school, became a pilot, all within about like, I don't know, 15, 18 months. So it happened really fast. And he got, I don't know if the proper term is deployed, but he was out on ships for sometimes 60, 90 days at a time. And we just got to a point where, you know, his life was going real life first, right? His life was going a million miles an hour. And ultimately, we came to a conclusion that it was just going to be better off if he sort of stepped down. So we decided he made me an offer and I took the offer and I sort of bought him out. That's a weird way to say it, but, you know, the hopes and dreams were that, you know, life would settle down at some point. He might be able to join back in or whatever. And he even for a half a second started his own channel. But it never really got the time that it deserved because he was so stinking busy. And now his kid's like, what, probably 7 years old, 8 years old, you know, so life has definitely taken over. Last I heard, HTG Mark talked to him because they were both in Japan. In fact, Mark comes back tomorrow. You guys haven't seen Mark on the channel for a long time either, but my boy and I, we're going to get together. We haven't seen each other since like pre-COVID. So it's been like 2.5 years. We would see each other all the time. He'd come stay here. I go up, stay there. We go to PAX. You know, so if PAX is happening this year, we're going. So I'd love to get together with him, and I'd love to talk to Jeremy too. Like I honestly, I'm not even sure how to get a hold of him. He's like never on the PlayStation. I don't have like a Discord or anything for him. I have a phone number for him, but I don't know if it's even the same number. I mean, it's been years. One of our other viewers, Adam, asks a lot, you know, because Adam remembers Jeremy from the early days too. And, you know, he's just always curious, like, you ever cross paths? I don't know that they ever will. I don't, it's not like a hate thing or anything. It's just, you know, how life takes you in different directions. Some of you are young and will find out at some point, and some of you are old and know, like, yeah, I used to have a lot of friends. Now I got like 2 friends, you know, whatever the reason is. Maybe you're a grumpy old Gus, or maybe everyone's got families, or whatever the case may be. There's lots of different reasons. You know, nothing but love for Jeremy. And I mean, listen, without Jeremy, he was the idea behind all of this. I was working for a tournament community called Urgent Fury, producing web-based maps that were related to tournaments. And I worked with another guy named Patrick, and he and I and this other guy, Bandit, we created these stories and produced these crazy maps. Now, it wasn't our idea. We were working for somebody else that created this whole concept before us, but we were the guys producing a lot of this stuff. And once Jeremy saw me and my capabilities, and we've been friends. We were on the same clan playing, competing at Urgent Fury. He's like, dude, let's do this. And then, I mean, his wife came up with a name. Like, I mean, like 90% of the reason I'm here is because of Jeremy. So like, I've got nothing but love for him because this is what I've been doing for a decade now. And that's crazy to think. 10 years. And I was just looking too, we just hit 3,600, or we're about to hit 3,600 videos uploaded. 3,600. That doesn't even include HTG TV or the no commentary channel that most people didn't even know existed, including our own staff. All right, guys, I might have already missed Reese. Yeah, I just realized it's after 6. I need to get going. Matt, good to see you. Let's see here. Who else is out there? Abby, hello, welcome, and goodbye. We're getting ready to shut it down here. I got to talk with my mom. All right, Justin, good to see you. Hey, next time you come to town, Justin, shoot me a line. And, you know, let's finally get this real life interaction happening, right? I mean, it's got to happen at some point. Let's be honest. We're not going to run into each other at Best Buy like we kind of laughed about last time. Let's make it happen, right? You know, go somewhere and get some food or some cookies or some donuts or something. He's like, you had me at donuts. The 7th, huh? You're going to be up here the 7th? What is the 7th? Let me look real quick. What is the 7th? It is a Saturday. So a week from today. Duh, Brian, duh. There's a possibility, man. There's definitely a possibility. I don't know if we're going to end up at the beach or not. Wait, Mother's Day. Mother's Day. That's why you're coming in. That's why you're coming in. I was just thinking, we're supposed to be meeting my mom. But the 7th is also the Leavenworth cruise. Is it the Leavenworth or is it the... I think it's the Leavenworth cruise. My buddy Greg and I were supposed to go on a cruise. And that was like the big thing. It was like, oh no, the cruise is on Saturday. My mom's wanting to meet up on Saturday. I'm like, Saturday's 53rd birthday? Happy early birthday. Hopefully we'll cross paths before then, but dang, that's awesome. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Race. Happy birthday to you. All right. Just in case. Just in case. I'll do a better version on the day of, but all right. So, hey, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Justin, I think you know how to get a hold of me. Do it. Everybody else, it's good seeing you. Thank you for stopping by today. Much love. Don't forget to click that like button here and on all of our other videos. It helps us. It does. Stupid YouTube algorithm. It thinks that you guys watch our videos, but you don't like them if you don't click it. So they don't help. They don't promote and do things. So click that button. But anyways, much love to you all. And you know how it goes. You know how it goes, right? You know how it goes? Check us out on social media. If you have not already, please check us out at happythumbsgaming.com. And of course, you know, drop some love for Tyler P when you see him next. As for me, that's going to do it. As always, until next time. See ya.